Hey everyone, I'm back on the channel here. I'm Alistair, or you can call me Ali, back on the Ali's Live channel. Now for this episode, I'd like to do something a little bit different. This year, I have a resolution for myself to commit more time into photography. And one of the things I really enjoy is to take photos of events, even as a little boy in the past. Now, one of the things that really came up, which was yesterday, was this amazing event, which is actually in my hometown, in Kuching, Sarawak, in Malaysia. It was located in the heart of the city at the Golden Triangle. So for this event is known as Seng Ong Kong. It refers to a deity also known as Guangze Zunwang. I am not too sure whether I pronounced it correctly, but this is a highly revered figure in Chinese folk religion, especially among Hokkiens and communities throughout Southeast Asia like Malaysia itself. This event was basically created to let the communities pray for basically protection from harm and evil, business success and wealth, health and recovery, and also guidance throughout difficult decisions. Now, I'm not entirely sure in detail about all the significance of it, but one thing is that I wanted to join to just visit my own town to see what this is all about and to see the people participating in it. And actually, this event began yesterday at 3:30 p.m. to around 11 p.m. Now, I wasn't there the entire time. I was there around 4 o'clock up to roughly 9:30 actually, before I got back to prepare for another project I had to prepare for the next day. We are now heading towards the temple where the procession will begin. They are starting soon. I heard the lion dance already. They started to seal off the road right now. So either ways, I took as much photos as I can, and boy, I was just having a very good time. I was actually alone. I wasn't invited by any of the public or anything. I just went there on my own to just take photos and just enjoy myself. So when I arrived, it's roughly around 4 o'clock. I went to have a quick meal at McDonald's, and then I headed straight for the temple where it started, and I followed the convoy all the way in one huge circle. In fact, actually I made 2 rounds of the trip just to take as much as I could, as there was some which I missed in the convoy. So I took as much as I could. I took the people praying, the participants, the audiences, the locals. It was something that I never thought I would be doing, but in the end it happened, and something that, you know, I exceeded expectations for myself. I have lived here for so many years, all my life, and I have never seen anything like this. Well, maybe partially because I never participated in it, but this is fun. Shooting and taking everything is so much fun. And this is pretty unusual for me because normally, first thing, I'm a Christian. The second thing is I'm normally a stay-at-home sort of person. But attending this event, it really opened my mind to what my home, this is what Kuching is all about. It's all about multiracial, it's all about multi-religious, and it's all about working together in communities in my hometown. And it was a very proud moment actually, because there were so many participants. I wasn't expecting such a huge crowd. Basically, the authorities, the local governments and associations, they closed down the entire street. They've been practicing for months apparently, and closing the entire street, I believe it's a couple of kilometers throughout the entire Golden Triangle just for this event. And there were police, there were rela people, there was security, and there were volunteers helping out throughout this entire event. And it was very enlightening to see something like that going on in my own town, even though, yes, I have seen it in news, I have seen it on Facebook, everything, but this is my first time participating, and it was a real joy to see all that was going on. So that day we were seeing all the lion dance from different types of cultures. So we also see that there was not just, this is basically a Chinese event. Chinese and Hokkien event. But what was incredible was the number of different people. We're talking about Malay Muslims, we're also talking about Bumis, we're talking about Christians, people who just went to participate, just enjoyed themselves, and the place was so lit. That city was so lit last night. It was just incredible. I mean, people were participating, and when I was there with my own camera, when I lifted my camera, they were just starting to pose for the photos, and I was just snapping as much as I could, even though the rain was appalling. It rained basically for about half an hour to 45 minutes. Earlier today, the forecast is not going to rain, so now, yep, we're in a thunderstorm. And the sun was also blazing at one point, but this didn't stop the people. These people just kept going on. People were just continue praying throughout the entire streets. People were just celebrating. People were just, it was almost like a party. It's like a festival. And there were over, as far as we know, it's about over 10,000 people. And there were about 220 vehicles, all decorated or modified to cater for this event, like a event float just for this event for that night. Now this event actually went for a couple of nights in preparation, but yesterday was the proper one, and something that I never thought that I would attend, because normally I'm always a stay-at-home sort of boy, and normally I'm always in front of the computer. And number three, because actually I'm not a photographer. As a matter of fact, I'm not a photographer by profession. I'm actually a property agent, but I decided to venture a little bit more, do a little bit more for myself, and also hopefully some of these photos are enjoyed by the communities in my hometown and even in Malaysia, to, you know, just as a contribution. I mean, I am not getting anything from it, and something also I think is pretty interesting for the channel. And one thing that was great is also great for the tourism here. This entire event was actually covered and helped by a lot by the local governments. In fact, there were quite a number of ministers and politicians over there. There were VIPs. There were a lot of tourists as well from different countries who just happened to be visiting, and they were just participating in it. And the stores all were just open. Everyone was open. Stores, vendors were just setting up just to provide water, drinks, food, everything for everyone, and everyone was just there. There were checkpoints on different areas as well. So each checkpoint was basically a stop for people to conduct their prayers. And the second thing was also mostly for the transports to stop so that they can perform, let's say the lion dance, they can perform there, the dragon dance, and all sorts of different sort of act on it. And there were firecrackers and fireworks as well to celebrate this event. It almost felt like it was Chinese New Year over again for 1 or 2 months later after it. But it was something, it was pretty amazing to see all the smiles, the excitement, even though I can see that a lot of the people, they put so much effort in it. They worked tirelessly under the sun, they worked tirelessly under that rain, and they still kept going into the night. And I think that was something very inspirational, and even for myself, I think it was pretty exciting actually. I was so into it last night, taking photos, taking as much as I can, even taking videos, and they were all so supportive, even though most of them I do not know. Yes, I did meet some of my friends, I did meet some associates, and meet some of my colleagues even at the event, but this was something that opened my mind. The convoy basically began at the temple at Wayang Street, and they made one huge circle throughout the city inside that golden triangle. And one thing that I'm really grateful is that the authorities have sealed off the road, even though it's traffic jam, but they see what they could to help with the traffic. And it's very encouraging to see that there were so many volunteers helping out, handing out water, everything to people, even umbrellas as well. And they were passing gifts. I actually got a gift from one of the participants as well, just for the photography I shot for him. And it was very nice of him. I mean, even though I did not ask for it as well. But it's very encouraging to see that, you know, people here, well, we are very harmonious, we are very happy. We are very supportive with each other, and I think that's very important. I think that is a very good sample of what us as Malaysians, as Sarawakians, as in the city of Kuching can do. And I always believe that progress makes things bigger. This is in fact the biggest one. In fact, I believe it's held every year in Kuching, but this is, I was told this was the biggest one yet, and I think it will get bigger and bigger. And I hope that if you have an opportunity to see some of these events, do come to Kuching to help, to support us, to support the communities as well. You actually encourage people more, especially the locals here. I mean, I was taking photos for some of them, and they were just so excited to just pose in front of my lens, and it's something that actually gets me going as well. It was putting me, well, on fire that night to take as much as I could before I had to head home to get ready for the next day. So it was plenty of opportunities right there, and I hope, you know, that my work, my photography, I can progress a little bit further, and may hope to help people out, to support a little bit, and also, who knows, as a side of a business. And that's something I would like to do on my next coming adventures as well, to talk to you, to express to you, to show that there's so much to look at with a world behind the lens, and it actually creates great memories as well. That when we create something like that, we actually can see that we can create something special, not just for ourselves, for people around us. And the great thing is that I hope that this expectation will inspire others, because I was definitely very inspired by the people who were working that day. Those who volunteered, those from the associations as well. They were putting so much effort. In fact, I was told that they were preparing months before in preparation for this event to make it a reality. And I hope the government will give more support for this, whether it's a Chinese event, whether it's a Muslim event, or whether it's any other ethnicities and Bumi events as well. So I'm really hoping that we can support each other to create an environment where it's peaceful and everyone just celebrate, because we all as Malaysians, we love to celebrate. We love our holidays, and I think this is a special event that gives people, even though in the last couple of weeks or couple of months it has been pretty turbulent, it gives positive vibes, and also sometimes in prayers as well, that I believe sometimes miracles do happen. And I wish everyone the best. I wish everyone positive vibes. I wish everyone happiness. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will try to bring in more episodes as much as we can, and I'm planning to do some more events in the future. Now the matter is trying to balance, making a balance between work and also this as a hobby, and hopefully can merge them as a career. Anyway, I would like to thank everyone for the support. I'd like to thank all the people who made this happen, the local governments. I also like to thank the police, the rela, the guards, the securities, and the volunteers, the associations, everyone who went that night to make it a reality. It was so exciting. Once again, I'm very grateful. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on the channel. Cheers.
I love lion dance.